Well, good evening and blessings out there, everybody. What's going on? It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen, it's that time of night. Just coming on for a little bit here. Just wanted to talk a little bit. I was doing some research a little earlier. Just got off a phenomenal call with our team about retirement training, where we actually had our director of field training within our organization to come on and help train our agents on how we can better help people make sure that their retirement is protected, right? So we're super excited about that. Super excited about what you're finna to see from the Generational Wealth Builders. Well, listen, I know right now we're in election season. If I could be honest, I can't wait until it's over, right? Because there's people are so up in arms about one way or the other, right? But here's the thing about it. I want you to understand this one thing. If the Lord tarry on November 6th, life is going to keep on going. So what I decided to do, I said, you know what? Let me use this as an opportunity to get on here and talk a little bit about ways that you can protect yourself, protect your money, and protect your life, right? Protect yourself, protect your money, protect your life. One of the main things that we strive to do here at Generational Wealth Builders is to educate our friends, our families, our loved ones on what's going on out here in these mean financial streets, right? We want to make sure that you are well educated so that you know what's going on, so that you can protect your life or protect yourself, your money, and your life. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about a couple of things that when I sit down with clients, they seem to be concerned about, right? And what I really want to talk about tonight is inflation, right? Inflation is the quote unquote silent tax that has come in and has caused the cost of everything to go up high, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about what inflation is. Now, when it comes to protecting yourself, protecting your money, protecting your life, what I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you up front so you can decide whether you want to stick around or not. Wherever your money is growing, you must make sure that it is going to outpace inflation, right? The growth of your money must outpace inflation, right? I don't care what it is. I don't care what vehicle it is. You must make sure that the money that you have and whatever vehicle it is growing in, you must make sure that it's going to outpace inflation. If it does not outpace inflation, you're going to get eaten alive. And that's what I'm going to show you here on tonight. So as I get ready to get started, let me show you something that is very, very accessible to everyone. And I hope that you would take a look and go look at these things. Again, the reason why I get on and do this is because I want you to be informed. I don't want you to just be like, yeah, he just out here talking. No. I want you to be informed on where to find these resources so that you can go and make proper decisions to protect yourself, your money, and your life. So let me share my screen. So here we are. This is the inflation calculator. I forgot who owns it. This is from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. And so basically what this does, this right here is going to show us very clearly, straight no chaser, the difference of what money was like in January of 2000 versus what that money, the power that it has today. So let's say you have $10,000. Is that 10,000? I think that's 1 2 minutes. Oh, yeah, no, that was right on time. Okay, if you had $10,000 in January of 2000, today, okay, well, let me do October. Okay, today, what they're saying in September, you need to have that same $10,000 is $18,678. Do y'all understand that? What this means is in $10,000, if you bought a car then, that same exact car today would cost you $18,678. And why is that? Do you get a better car? Absolutely not. It is the exact same thing. This is inflation. And that is crazy inflation because look at there. It's almost double right? It almost costs you 2 times as much to buy the exact same car or buy the exact same item for $10,000. Now that's inflation. Notice how inflation is growing in leaps and in bounds. But let me ask you this question, and this is the question we always ask our clients. Is your income growing in leaps and bounds? Is your income doing the exact same thing, right? I hope it is, but more often than not, it's probably not, right? All right, so let's talk a little bit about what inflation is. And again, you can go to Investopedia. Again, I always try to find resources that are easy to read, easy for the clients to understand, because again, as the Bible says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to have a great understanding of what's going on. So let's take a look at it. So the textbook definition is that inflation is the gradual loss of purchasing power that is reflected in a broad rise in the price of goods and services over time. So inflation happened pretty much overnight when the pandemic hit, and it's kind of been fluctuating. But here's the thing about it. It never got back down. That's what we need to understand. So if it spikes up to 9%, it starts dropping back down, but then it goes back up, you never got back to the point where you were. And again, I always ask people these questions. Are you getting more now than you did back then? The answer is no. So let's take a look at what inflation actually looks like and how does it work. So again, I'm not going to get too technical here because I don't want y'all to nod out on me or nothing like that. But basically, inflation works in 3 different ways, right? So you have what's called the demand pool. The demand pool means there are not enough resources or there's a scarcity of products, but there's a great demand for it, right? So prime example, iPhones. When there was a time when iPhones came out, man, everybody wanted to have them, right? When flat screen TVs first came out, everybody wanted to have them. When the PlayStation 5s first came out, because they had a short supply of them, they were charging $1,000+ for that. And then people would turn around and pay even more than that, right? That's what we call demand pool, right? Where the demand for the goods and services is what actually drives that price, right? So that's what that is. The next type is the cost push. And this is basically when the cost goes up and they pass that on to you. Now, I hate to be that guy, but y'all know I'm petty, so I got to be that guy. I know a few years ago, back when I used to Facebook, used to debate about everything. I remember when they were talking about the minimum wage increase. And I remember people were saying, yeah, we need the minimum wage increase. Yeah, people deserve a living wage. And I agree they do. But what I said to them was this here, say, hey, fam, hold on now. What you're going to do is you're going to turn around and create what's called cost push inflation. Because people now, and we see it now, when you go to the restaurant, there was a time when you can get a $5 footlong. But now that same $5 footlong costs about $12, $13. That's cost push inflation. Because the minimum wage went up, they had to pay the workers. And watch this, not just their workers, but every worker in that supply chain had to get paid more money. So the cost of everything went up. Does that make a little sense? So it wasn't like the benefit just or the minimum wage increase, not like it just impacted people that were food workers or people that were in lower wage. No, it impacted everybody. And because it impacted everybody, what it did, it pushed the cost of everything up. So now you got to realize it costs more to make it, because it costs more to make the raw components, and it costs more to source the raw components, and then it costs more to transport the raw components. And then after all that, it costs more to get it to the place, the final destination. And then when it costs more to get to the final destination, it costs more to get it to you. So you're actually paying more money because the cost of production went up. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. And then you have what's called built in. And this is kind of a combination of what we're seeing as a result of the minimum wage increase, right? When the last time you went to the restaurant, a sit down type joint, and matter of fact, it ain't got to be a sit down type joint. When the last time you went to a restaurant, you ordered something, and I went to Firehouse the other day, and I'm at Firehouse, and they're like, yeah, there you go, got a couple questions to answer on the kiosk. And I'm like, what questions? And then it's asking me down there, do I want to give a tip? My tip, don't do drugs. Look both ways before you cross the street. I'm just saying, that's how I roll, that's how I get down. But the point that I'm trying to make here, they're building it in. Additionally, when you go to a sit-down restaurant, there is a sneaky little tax that they've now put on there called a gratuity, where they are taking the gratuity. And if you're not careful when you're looking at your receipt, you'll turn around and still put a tip on there, even though they've already done gratuity, right? So these are the kind of things that you have to watch out for. And again, a lot of times people don't look at that, because what we must understand in all of these increases, the one thing that's not increasing and outpacing inflation is our salary increase. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem. And this is where we must make sure that if you want to protect yourself, you want to protect your money, you want to protect your life, you got to make sure that your money is in a place where it is growing and outpacing inflation, right? It's got to be in a place where it can outpace inflation. Now, for my banker's friend, I know y'all ain't going to like me, but I got to tell the truth. So help me, Lord. You're not getting, your money is not going to grow and outpace inflation in a bank. Why? Because the bank is lowballing you. Let's just be honest. Can I just keep it real? Y'all know I'm going to do it anyhow, right? This might get me taken off the internet, but either way, I'll fall on this. I'll die on this hill right here. Watch this. What the banks do is they take your money, my money. They take the collective money, and they take it and they say, we're going to put it over here. They say, for me holding your money, we're going to give you 1-2% return on your money. There are some accounts that say, hey, we'll give you 5%. And because we're not paying attention and we don't know numbers like that, we get excited about that, like, yay. But here's what you got to understand. They're taking your money, my money, all our money. They're taking it now, and then they're actually putting it into another investment type. And when they put it into that other investment type, what ends up happening is they're going to get a higher rate of return, and then they're going to take that higher rate of return, and they're going to eat off that. They're going to pay their bills off of it. They're going to pay their people off of it. They're going to do all those things, and then they're going to give you a portion of it, right? That's what they do. Again, and I have a client, I'm so godly proud of this woman. But she came in here and we sat down because we talked about protecting herself, protecting her money, and protecting her life. And after one sit-down session with me, actually it was 2 sessions, she was literally able to go to the bank. And even though they were trying to tell her, yeah, this, so-and-so, she was like, well, hey, but let me ask you about this. Well, no, see, yeah. Then it came, well, you really must be in a good thing. Absolutely, she is. And I got so godly proud of her. I told her that I'm so godly proud of you. I need to make you an agent now so you can go out there and speak to the rest of the folks. But why am I saying that? I'm saying that because when you understand the rule of 72, this helps you understand how money works. And once you understand how money works, folks, it's hard for you to not grow money. Because again, at that point, now you have the tools, you got the keys to the kingdom. You now are able to go in and do what you need to do in order to save, grow, and make money. So let me share my screen. So here we have what's called the rule of 72, and I'm going to show you how this works. So the rule of 72 is a very simple model that is used in the accounting arena. And it basically says, if you want to know how long it's going to take your money to double, all you have to do is take the amount of interest that you're getting it, you divide it by 72, And that's how long it's going to take your money to double. So in this example, let's just say you're getting 5% return on your money. What that means is it's going to take your money 14.21 years in order for it to double. Now, I know a lot of y'all like, good God Almighty, as you hear that, right? Like, wait, what? Absolutely. I know. When you hear that number, it's almost hard to stomach. Let me put it in perspective, and I'm not trying to be crass here. But that $5,000 you got, let me ask you a question. Do you have 14 years for that to become $10,000? And not even counting the fees that they're taking out, not even counting the taxes that they're taking out. Do you have 14 years for your money to double? That's the question. Can you just say, I'm so young, I got 14 years, I don't mind my money taking its time to double? If you have that, then by all means, go ahead on. But this is where we educate our clients to understand, again, when it comes to you being able to save, grow, and make money and outpace inflation, listen, if inflation is at 3%, you need to at least double that on your growth. Why is that? Because that means your money's going to double that much faster, right? So again, a lot of our policies anywhere from a 6 to a 9% rate of return. So let's just say you get a 9% rate of return. Now, guess what? Now your money is doubling every 8 years. I don't know about you, but when it comes to that, I'd much rather have my money double every 8 years, because now think about it this way. If I have 40 years to work, what that means is my money has doubled 5 times. Versus if I'm getting 5%, right, I still have 40 years, right? But now my money will barely double 3 times. Does that make sense? Because basically what you say is 14 divided by 40 divided by 14, that's 3, right? Come on, folks. That's very simple math. Your money, I want my money to double as many times as it can. So if I'm getting 8% in a 40-year period, that means my money will double 5 times. So let's talk about what does that look like. Let's just do some simple math. Let me see if I can get my calculator up. So when we talk about money doubling, let me pull this calculator up for you to see. And this is the trick and the tool that the wealthy know. And this is another way that they're actually able to pass on generational wealth. So very simple. So when your money doubles, 8 times 2 is 16, right? So then in the next 5 years times 2 is 32. Times 2 is, here's 4. And then here's 5. So in 40 years, that $8,000 can be $256,000 bare minimum. And so just ask yourself that question. Okay, Rod, I got more than $8,000. Okay, Rod, I got $40,000. I don't know why I'm stuck on that number tonight. So if you just basically say times 5, basically you got $1.2 million. Folks, this is how you protect yourself, you protect your money, and you protect your life. You put your money in products that is going to give you a better return, where you have safety, where you have security, and you get a higher rate of return. And this is why we introduce our clients to the Index Universal Life. The Index Universal Life is a wonderful, wonderful tool. And I invite you to set up an appointment to come sit down with us and let me show you. That's all I ask. Just let me show you. If it's not for you, I promise you, I won't stalk you. I won't duck you in Walmart. I won't do none of that, I promise. All I want you to do is just come see. Right? Just book your appointment and come see. Maybe you say, Rod, I got a retirement. I'm sitting on, man, my retirement is messed up. And don't even get me started on that, right? I consistently talk to people about that. Why? Because I'm at that generation where I'm not comfortable with my money. I'm not comfortable with the numbers I'm looking at right now, but here's what I can tell you. I know where my money is, and I know my money ain't losing. And I know that by the time I get to the point where I want to retire, which is about 65, I'm going to have a check every year for the rest of my life. This I know, and I'm okay with that. I'm 100% cool with that. Why is that? Because I've learned how to protect myself, protect my money, and I'm protecting my life. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I want to tell you right now. Again, I know, man, listen, I know, man, it's tight out here now, man. Folk, there's so much vitriol amongst folk when it comes to this election, man. Like, good Lord. Like, what would the old song say? Can't we just get along, man? Like, for real, man. Can't we just keep the main thing the main thing? But there's so much hate and there's so much now turmoil around people, and everybody's scared of this and scared of that, when again, all you got to really understand is the ways of money. You can protect your money so that no matter who's in office, you're good. You can totally do it. But if you take the victim stance, then you're gonna mess around and you'll find yourself now having to, oh Lord, that's why you're worried, because you don't know. And I'm just here to let you know the markets are gonna be crazy. I don't care who wins. I don't care who loses. You watch what I tell you, the market is going to respond. I'm just telling you, just watch. Almost like I'm a prophet right now. Telling you, the market is going to respond. And it's not going to respond positively, because that's what the market does. The market dips. And every time it dips, watch this. Every time it dips, you don't lose money. It transfers money. I need y'all to understand something. And maybe that's what I probably should have laid out with this with. You don't lose money. That would be indicative of me saying, hey, man, I got this ink pen and I lost it, right? Is the pen lost? The pen is not lost. It's just transferred to a place that I don't know where it is. How do you lose money? Well, you lose money by going to the casino. But again, you're still not losing money. You're just transferring ownership of that money to somebody else. And that's what I want everybody to understand. When your money is in the stock market, you're not losing money. It's being transferred to somebody else. See, the market has to use that word, you lost money or you lose in the market, because when you feel like you lose, you're like, oh, well, sometimes you win, sometimes you. But really what's happening is they're really robbing folk blind. They're robbing folk blind. And then that's right, Tina, they're giving it away. I'm not giving it sway, but they're giving it away. But basically what's happening, you're basically giving that money away. You're basically telling them, take my money. And as your money is in these variable markets and these variable accounts, you're basically saying, I'm going to retire, but take my money. That's what you're saying. You're saying, take my money. Take my money. Take my money right now. That's what you're saying. I'm willing to put it all on the line. Come on. Back door, little Joe. Come on, Six, with your funky self. Get on out of here. Come on here. Mama needs shoes. Daddy needs clothes. Whatever the case may be, that's what you're saying. And how can you then say you're protecting yourself? And the sad thing about it is people are so ardent about having a 401k. And I think I figured out why that is. I think I figured it out. I think part of the reason why people are so adamant about having a 401k is because they feel like, watch this, they feel like if I get into a bind, I can go get that money. Yes, I'm going to have to pay a penalty, but I can go get that money. And that's the wrong attitude to have. What we teach our clients all day, every day. Listen, your retirement money is your bill money for your future self. Don't bother it. That money is for your future self. Leave it alone. You should not be messing around, messing off with that. But Johnny need a little car. Look at him. Let me say this here. I know I'm finna get kicked off here now. Look at him. Let me say this here. We've got to let our children go through some hard stuff. See, now we don't want to let our children go through nothing. And when we don't let them go through anything, they're not necessarily appreciative of the struggle because they don't have the struggle. Their struggle is, Mama, I need this, Mama, I need that. And then you feel like, I got to go get this for my baby because I can't have my baby out there. Watch this, because I remember what it was like when I was out there and nobody wouldn't do that for me. But look at what it made you. It made you responsible. It made you resourceful. It made you a better person. It made you get out there and hustle and grind and provide a better life for your children. We're robbing our children of that, and we use our 401k as that bank account to do it. I know I'm talking right. I know people finna start logging off. That's okay. Promise I love you. No disrespect. At the end of the day, what we've got to do, folks, is that we've got to make sure that we're protecting yourself. Nothing wrong with wanting to help out your children, but watch this. When you get older, you need to make sure that you can take care of yourself. I know y'all folk don't like to hear that. Oh, my baby's going to take care of me. You think they're going to take care of you. You need to make sure that you can protect yourself. You need to make sure that your retirement is intact. You need to make sure that you have a nest egg, not even just a nest egg. You need to make sure you have a pension that is going to guarantee you income for the rest of your life. That's what you need. Because remember, all the 401k is going to do, that's just going to give you money until you run out. And once you run out, now you're going to have to do what we call unretiring. Meaning you're going to have to come out of retirement to go back to work. How many of y'all know that ain't even straight? Because there's no need for you to do that. When you can actually take care of yourself now, you can make sure that right now, I'm good. You can make sure right now I'm growing my money. I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my money because it's not in the market. It's not subject to the volatility of the market. My principal is protected. I'm going to have a check for the rest of my life. And can I give y'all one more sweet thing about the products that we have? If you have to go into a nursing home, if you get to the point where you have to have home health care, things of those nature, assisted living, our products are going to turn around, and where you would get one paycheck a year, one annual amount of money a year, they're going to turn right around and double it. All because you took the time to put your money in a place where it will protect you, protect your money, and it'll protect your life. Folks, that's about as easy as it gets. It doesn't get, I could make it more convoluted, but why should I do that? When you can basically have your money just grow and doing what you need for it to do. So, folks, that's my time tonight. I wanted to get on just for a few minutes and tell you that because, again, like I said, we had some phenomenal training tonight. And I just wanted to get on tonight and just let you know that at the end of the day, folks, you got to protect yourself. I know you want to, my babies, and I love my babies. I know, I promise you, I know. But let me help you. Again, you got to protect yourself. I always share this with my clients. When you're on the airplane, they tell you, if we hit turbulence, and if that little thing drop down, you better put your mask on first. Because you try to put somebody else's mask on, you might pass out. And you might go into the upper room. They tell you, you got to protect yourself first. And there's nothing wrong with you protecting yourself first. Please, can we break this stereotype that protecting ourselves and making sure our retirement is taken care of, that how is somehow wrong? Let me help you. I know I said I was going to quit, but I feel my help coming on. And when a preacher feels his help coming on, y'all just got to let us be. Look at him. What was I going to say? Well, I guess I lost that one. Y'all got saved. But it was a good one. And I'll figure out. I'll come back and say it. But I just really want y'all to understand now. Again, you got to put yourself first. You got to protect yourself first. You don't know what's going to happen. Let me give you a emotional thing. Part of the reason why I'm out here grinding the way I am is because that fella in that picture behind me, that little fella, is no longer here. Where I thought that when I grow older, I'd have where my son will be able to make sure that I'll be taken care of. He's not here. I didn't plan for that. And a lot of time people are not planning for life to be life. So it's incumbent upon us to protect ourselves. Too often, y'all, we're so casual in protecting ourselves because we think that by putting ourselves out there and by just going the extra mile and by not taking care of ourselves but doing something for everybody else, we think somehow, some way it's going to come back and they're going to take care of us and we're going to get it 100-fold. But how many times have we seen that not happen? How many times have we seen our aunties that did everything for their children sitting in their home by themselves, decrepit, being mistreated by their children? How many times have we seen that? How many times have we seen those things? How many times have we seen Big Mama just sitting in the room, people mistreating them, all because they were unselfish, but they did not protect themselves. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person. You don't have to be that person. And I know y'all probably like, Rod, that's hard, man. How you going to say that? Because it's the truth. It's the truth. Come on, the Bible says if you know the truth will make you free. And I'm not saying you can't do for your children. All I'm saying is you got to protect yourself, protect your money, and protect your life. That's what you got to do. Well, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this on tonight. I hope you'll like it. I hope you'll share it. I hope you'll tell somebody about this old crazy fella out here that's out here spitting this game. It's free game now. I promise y'all, when I get big, y'all gonna be going on these videos like, yeah, man, I knew him and this, that, and other, and so on, and so on. So I used to listen to him all the time and be capping just a little bit, right? So again, while you got me here and I ain't famous just yet, won't you go ahead on, like it, share it, chat back and forth with me. I love responding back to you. I will respond to everyone that responds to me. Well, listen, that's my time. Again, I'm Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Look, listen, knowledge is not power until it is applied. Remember, you can have an 18-wheeler truck gassed up all the way, ready to go, but it will not move 1 inch until you apply that clutch and put it in gear. So make sure what you heard tonight, you take it, you apply it to your life, and you start moving forward. God bless you. Have a good night. God bless. Bye-bye.